Hi guys, I'm Snigdha and this is my channel called The Marigold Rose. Welcome back. I am showing my face after 3 years. I have been MIA for the longest time. Though I was intending to come back sooner, but the idea of perfect timing or aligning your energies or creating something that looks absolutely perfect has kept me away. I thought that I will just make a sit down video of talking to all of you. So, the last 3 years have been the most transformative time of my life. I have not had such transformation in my entire life. Though motherhood was really tough, and I did tell all my close friends that if I had worked this hard when I was in school or in college, I would have come first in all my classes. I would have gotten scholarships, gotten into the best colleges. I think that was the amount of hard work that I felt I was putting in as a parent. I feel I'm still undergoing that transformation. I'm still transforming. It's almost like when you go on a trek, the end point is not visible, but you know that this is the path to that goal and you set out on it. And I think midpoint on your trek, you might notice or start seeing the peak or the highest point of your trek. Some points might be visible, but you're still fairly far away. From whatever I've heard of people who scale mountains, that right before the peak, the hardest push is required. I am maybe very close to the peak, but I'm not yet on the peak or on the other side. The last 3 years have not felt like my life at all. It's felt like somebody else's life where I am standing on the side and just watching and observing it. So, my greatest lessons from the last 3 years, and I truly hope that these lessons resonate with you, because challenges, as terrible as they might feel in that moment, bring about the greatest transformation. And I wonder if there is another way of transforming. I think the only other way of transforming is your sheer will. If you are very strong willed, or if you have that drive and that willpower, I think that's the other way to push you forward. But for me, I was just in the middle of everything where I had to step up. It was either drown or learn how to swim, and I'm learning how to swim. I would say that's the best way I can explain it. All right, back to the lessons. What I've learned is that challenges are universal. We might think that the challenge that we are going through, the difficult situation that life has thrown at us, is so different from everybody around us. Nobody understands it, nobody gets it. But I have realized that that's not true. Maybe they've not gone through a similar challenge. That's true. All of us have unique and different lives, and we deal with situations differently. No matter how isolating a challenge might make you feel, you need to know, and this is true, that everybody has felt that isolated, that alone at some point or the other. I think there are no exceptions. When a child goes to school for the first time, I think there is that step up that has to happen. I think I stayed in my comfort zone for so long that when this challenge arrived, it just displaced me. When you feel that people have gone through similar experiences, it binds you. And that knowledge of that you are not alone in this phase of your life, that everybody has gone through it and found the strength to come to the other side of it, I think that helped me go on. Another one of my learning is
that it's okay to ask for help.
many of us would know this to be true, that it is okay to ask for help. I think, I don't know why, when you have to ask for help or lean on someone, it takes a certain amount of vulnerability from your end. it takes a certain amount of safety that the other person has to make you feel, which is like the ideal situation or ideal scenario for you to reach out for help. But I have realized it is okay to ask for help. I think we as human beings were not meant to live in isolation. Challenges are not isolating, challenges are there for growth.
They remind us that we aren't supposed to be self sufficient islands, but a part of a larger, supportive ecosystem.
Because of this challenging time of my life, I had to lean on a lot of people. I had to like rely on support in different kinds of way, on different kinds of people, some close, some acquaintances, some strangers, and it was all right. Whoever could extend help and support were able to help and support me. Who weren't, they couldn't for whatever reason.
Lean on your coping strategies.
All of us have coping mechanisms. So when a stressful situation arrives or when a challenge arrives, all of us have certain ways to cope with the situation. Some might jump into an efficiency mode where they try to be as productive as they can. Some might take some time out, ground their energy, center themselves, and come up with a plan that makes the most sense in that time. So, similarly, I think I had a lot of coping mechanisms. It came in the form of meditation and mipadam and karlakatai. And during such times of stress or challenges, I think your awareness is so heightened. The feeling that these coping strategies create, you have this instant realization of how good it makes you feel and how quickly your mental state shifts. And I just followed it without fail. So I think even that support system and knowing what your support system is helps. If you have hobbies and interests, for example, like if you can play music or can paint and draw or do some creative work, I think that's an excellent outlet because it just, I think because you're using a different part of your brain, I think you disconnect from your logical self and you can just focus on that creative part and give this side of your brain some rest. The coping strategies of how you've navigated stressful situations gets heightened during this time. And I think if you're connected to your body and your mind, I think you know exactly what makes you feel happy. Sometimes it could be just disconnecting from the rest of the world and just giving yourself some space and time. And sometimes it was to be surrounded by a group of like loving friends and be in the presence of supportive people, and I've done that too. And I think there is a certain amount of certain kind of leveling up that keeps happening. I think the more you put yourself in uncomfortable situation, you leave the previous version of you behind and you move forward and you move forward and you move forward. And then 3 years later, like me, when I look back, I do not know how I was 3 years ago. All I know is this version of me.
I just had one more left.
Surrendering and forgiveness is excellent for your nervous system.
Everybody deserves a second chance. In personal matters, I think when you're so close to it, I think it's easier said than done. And sometimes it's out of your hand. It hasn't taken away from my belief in the world that the world at large is good, though we are in the middle of some crazy reality with whatever's going around in the world. I think the normalization of the kind of lives we are living right now feels unreal. So that's maybe a learning about myself, not about life. That keeps me hopeful and it feels downstream. It feels like it's an easy thought to think. How practical it is, I do not know. How logical it is, I again do not know. But I am what I am. All right. So I've been like thinking about this video for a very long time. There have been like certain things in my head that I wanted to share. Making videos is a creative expression for me, and it's also a form of connecting with all of you, whoever's watching. And then it's even work that I'm doing for myself. this isn't a very comfortable space for me to be in, though it's been fun. Whatever I've made in the past has all been fun, and I think it was needed at that time. It did something for me. If you've enjoyed this video, please share and subscribe. But I have enjoyed making this video. I will see you again next time. Until then, take care, have fun, bye.